We've seen some messy family trees, but trust me, we're just getting started on the wildest ones. If you're into this kind of chaos, make sure you are subscribed. Right now, most of you, 98% in fact, aren't subscribed. So if you can, hitting that button and leaving a like helps out immensely. Now back to business. I told you some family trees are complicated, but the one we are covering today, it's in a league of its own. At first glance, Yuji seems normal. He grew up with his grandfather Wasuke Itadori. His father Jin is barely mentioned, and his mother is said to have died. Simple, right? Well, that is wrong. Here's where it gets weird. Yuji's father Jin was just an ordinary man. That is true, but his mother wasn't really his mother. She was Kaori Itadori, Jin's wife. Except her body was taken over by Kenjaku, one of the oldest and most twisted sorcerers in Jujutsu history. And that is saying something considering there isn't really a normal person here. That means Yuji's mom was actually Kenjaku in disguise. So technically Yuji was born from his father and a body controlled by the very villain who is known as the most despicable person in all of history. This wasn't an accident. Kenjaku specifically engineered Yuji to be a perfect vessel, but it goes deeper. Kenjaku is the mastermind behind countless events in history. He's jumped bodies for centuries, once even possessing Sukuru Geto, which is the version we mostly see in the present. He also created the death painting wounds, cursed objects that become Yuji's brothers, including Choso. Yes, that's right. Because Kenjaku is Yuji's mother and also the creator of the death paintings, Yuji and Choso are basically siblings. How Kenjaku created the curse womb was by experimenting on a girl around 150 years ago. The girl became pregnant a lot of times until she got pregnant with half curse, half human beings. That's why Choso feels a strange brotherly bond with Yuji, despite being a half curse himself. This bond becomes crucial, but it doesn't stop there, because inside Yuji lives human Sukuna, the king of curses. Sukuna was a legendary sorcerer from 1,000 years ago, whose power was so overwhelming that his body couldn't be destroyed after death. Instead, his remains were sealed into 20 indestructible fingers, cursed objects that eventually made their way into the modern era. Yuji swallowed one of those fingers and by some twist of fate, his body was able to host Sukuna. This makes his existence a living paradox, a boy who values human life above all, sharing his soul with the ultimate embodiment of destruction. So Yuji's family tree looks like this. Wasuke Itadori the grandfather, Jin Itadori is his father, Kenjaku who possessed Kaori and became Yuji's mother, who was originally a man but is now a woman, or to better say it, in a woman's body. And by extension Choso and the other death paintings are Yuji's brothers. So let's try and wrap our head around this. Yuji Itadori, the boy who just wanted to save people, has a family tree that's less of a tree and more of a cursed knot. His grandfather Wasuke and his father were ordinary men. That is true, but his mother was the body-snatching centuries-old mastermind Kenjaku, making him the half-brother of cursed wombs like Choso. And just for good measure, he shares his body with the king of curses himself, Sukuna. To see the whole picture, I've got a full Jujutsu Kaisen relationship tree video that's popping up on the screen right now. Go check it out if your brain can handle even more connections. Thanks for watching, everyone.